Yeah, welcome back. It's Monday morning, friends. And many of you know, many of you have seen that old Daniel Martell was over on another channel doing maintaining his appearance, his public persona, the same day, immediately following the RCMP announcing that they're going full forensics for the past 3 years that they've been together on everybody associated with the case to put together that fantastic objective digital timeline. Now, have not watched I have not watched the interview. I'm more interested in some of the things that you have to say, and already, yesterday you sent me this message. Thank you very much, by the way. I'm going to read this to you. It's interesting. The thing that stood out to me is how calm and focused he was, meaning Daniel. He said the person he is accused of assaulting didn't want him charged. He said the Crown was responsible. He doesn't realize that the RCMP wanted him charged. They take the evidence to the Crown and ask for charges to be laid. He said Malaya has a dark side to her. That she used to give the kids melatonin, but didn't have any in the house Thursday. He supports Belinda getting custody. Malaya wasn't a good mother. He believes the children are alive, but doesn't know what happened. He's been going to a shrink, so maybe he's medicated and a year looking at a pretty miserable life ahead of him. The only thing I caught that didn't go along with the original Friday morning story, he was talking about when they first went outside looking for the kids, he was hollering at the top of his lungs. So loud, that's what alerted Janie to something being wrong. Nope. Janie said she heard him calling the kids and she thought it was just him calling them. Right, because Jack used to get into things like the chicken coop. And she thought he was just calling them to come inside, that she didn't go outside for around 10 minutes. Someone asked him about Anita, ha ha ha. He said, Jesus H. Christ, to think Malaya let her watch his daughter is disturbing. Well, I 1,000%, 10,000% agree with that, says the message sender. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting. Where do you want to start? Melatonin is a chemical your brain makes, and it's often used by parents who have trouble getting their kids to go to sleep. Regards to old Danny being calm and collective, he's just maintained the same throughout this entire case. All right, he's here and he obviously goes without saying that he has an agenda. It's even funny to even say that. Of course he does. Dude, he's on the hook for this. But listen. Oh man, he supports Belinda getting custody. Malaya wasn't a good mother. Well, isn't that interesting that you said that he supports Belinda getting custody? Oh, of course he does. It falls right in line with him believing that Jack and Lilly are still alive. Ain't none of you have to worry about anything because the kids are deceased, sadly, sorry to say. All right? And it's not even worth the mention of it. You're going to have to explain to somebody, old Danny, why exactly it is that you think that kids that just magically disappear from your house and you don't know what happened are naturally still alive somewhere. Yeah, they're probably working on their three-point shot in some gymnasium somewhere, training for the NBA. So sorry to see the Raptors get kicked out last night. What a bunch of hooey. He's been to a shrink. See, the problem with both Malaya and Daniel and going Well, to a psychiatrist, to a therapist, to whoever. Unless they're going for a full frontal lobotomy, ain't nothing going to help them because they're not genuinely honest within themselves. Especially now, after Jack and Lilly are no longer with us. And it's a little bit too late for that, but hey, I guess some could argue it's never too late. But the problem with it is they're not going to get anything out of it because they're what? Yeah, huge liars. He supports Belinda getting custody. She's not even going for custody. Belinda's not even going for custody. Oh, we're just what the priority is at this point in time. Way back when this first started, there was an argument for it. Now it's seemed to have evolved. Really what Belinda's trying to get is being a part of being one of the members of the family, in parentheses, who isn't lying, to be in the loop with the RCMP and the Children's Aid. It's not like she's going to be able to magically be approved and get all of the retroactive details of people's case because of people's personal lives, people's the fact that there's children involved. It's not going to automatically open all paperwork up, which is what she was trying to go for. I'm not against it. You can do whatever you want. And in this case, you can make an argument for it, but at least make it the right argument. It's not Belinda's fault that Daniel's saying this. And it's not even a thing. There's going to be no home to come home to. You think Belinda wants to raise a couple toddlers? It shouldn't even be in the conversation right now. Daniel's an idiot. He's been going to a shrink, so maybe he's medicated. And a year later, what do you think medicating Danny is going to look like? The answer to everybody's situation here isn't medication. It's getting off of the substances that have been detrimental to his life thus far. He's going to have to get clean before there's any chance of figuring out what's wrong with this guy. We don't need a shrink to do that. By the way, the sender also said that she didn't realize that Kent was short one leg and there's something going on with his crotch area. Well, listen, he's got some crazy things going on with his body. He's like Dr. Evil. It has nothing to do with the type of douchebaggery he is engaged in with Janie and Daniel and Durwood and everybody else. Extremely odd, out of place, and inappropriate. Doesn't matter that Belinda loves him. And I don't mind saying it. It's going to be and continue to be a topic over here. Kent's associated on a personal level with everybody involved here, and we're going to figure out why. So are the RCMP. So the point is it's not cool or nice to point fun at somebody who has a disability who can't do anything about the state that they're in. Has nothing to do. My problem with Ken has nothing to do with the fact that he's in a wheelchair. It just makes it easier for me to grab a hold of him and throw him down the hill in front of the courthouse in Halifax. Now, it has everything to do with his bizarro stranger danger association to a missing children's case and wanting to do everything for the suspects from the start because he's just so moved. How inappropriate. Where is your handler? And the fact that he's taking it and using it as an opportunity to share a payment link because he's got all kinds of things that he needs to be recouped for and all kinds of great ideas that's going to spread awareness. Hey, idiot. If you've got a payment link associated with anything, there's broken trust there from my part. I don't support it. It's ridiculous, especially if you're asking for money in order to carry something out in the future that hasn't happened yet. You shouldn't have the need to do that. Everybody is open and accept donations, but to organize things like it's really something, it shows more about how ill-informed you are than anything. Now, let's move on. By the way, I think I understand the connection to what the person was saying in the message. Whoever sent old Zach Jackson this African violet, and it has to do, I think, with maybe the fact that it survives inside, out of the sunlight in Canada throughout the very dry, cool winters, which is just horrible on plants. Your humidity level drops to a certain point, and the plants don't like that. Well, the African violet doesn't seem to mind it. Some maroon that thinks that they know in the comment section below is talking about how it's a provincial flower. Oh yeah, of who? It doesn't sound like any information that you ever even searched. You just made it up, and you're putting it in my comment section. What the frick? Why do people even bother? Anyway, maybe they're just taking a guess. I don't know. Let's get it straight. This African violet, St. Paulina, now often reclassified under Streptocarpus, have a surprisingly big connection to Canada through horticulture and a dedicated enthusiast community. Woo! They're one of the most popular houseplants here because they thrive indoors in the typical warm, dry air of Canadian homes during the long winters. They don't need direct sun and can bloom almost year-round with the right care. The only key connections to Canada is the African Violet Society of Canada, the AVSC. There, you go ahead and join that there now. Local clubs everywhere. Canadian hybridizers and varieties. Many award-winning African violets were bred right here in Canada. Oh, fantastic. Hybrids like Pretty Miss Kelly. There's even a Canadian Provinces series. Oh, wow. I'm so excited. Sounds so boring. Can you smoke it? Commercial growing. Places like Harster Greenhouse and Dundas specialize in them. Pesticide-free and grown locally. Okay. Well, interesting. In short, while the plant itself is native to East Africa, Canada has one of the most active African violet scenes in the world, complete with societies, shows, leaf-swapping groups. Anybody out there want to swap some leaves? And homegrown varieties. If you're in Toronto, the local society is a great place to dive in. They even have YouTube videos of their award-winning plants. I'm sure they do. Oh, boy. So it ends up, they're telling me that it was Zach's dad who took that video yesterday.